RMJ Movie Reviews back again. Um, I have not shot a video in quite some time. I believe the last video I shot was for Bad Boys for Life. I think that was back in January. So like everybody else in the whole world, I've experienced this quarantine, this shut in. Basically, this is not even a movie review. This is just gonna be a free flowing kind of video about kind of just what my experiences have been since this Corona thing, quarantine lockdown has happened. Um, I've noticed that one thing about this, I mean, you notice how like you'll see like films and things like that where they kind of they see people like who are like stuck in these situations where they're trapped, and people start to behave like in these really awkward ways, and not behaving like themselves. I've found that during this quarantine, I found that to actually be pretty true. Um, um, I I think in particular, I'm going to talk about the way the quarantine has affected me as a person. Um, I'm a person who I believe I had a video on here before, a couple, maybe it was a year or two ago, about how I went through a weight loss transition. If you guys have been watching my videos throughout all the years that I've been on YouTube, you can see that I started out much bigger, and then I got smaller. So I've always been into weight training and things like that, and that's something that I still love to this day. Um, that's very therapeutic for me. Since this lockdown has happened, that's been taken away. Um, Obviously, the movie theater, which is another kind of temple and a therapeutic place for me, has also been taken away. I mean, yeah, we can stream here at home, but I mean, it's just not the same thing. Um, Social distancing, um, you know, um, relationships. You're not allowed to. I don't say not allowed, but I mean, this virus could be spread in that way. You don't know. And really, I mean, they're giving all the rhetoric, the stuff on TV about you're more susceptible if you already have illnesses and you're older and things like that. But the fact of the matter is, they really don't know. Um, which leaves it's a very scary and stressful time right now. I've kind of pretty much for the most part just stopped caring about YouTube. That's why I haven't posted anything in a while. The entire platform of YouTube, uh, just to me, uh, you know, um, I don't know the way the platform has changed from what it was like in 2009 and 2010. I'm not particularly pleased with it. Um, but I still enjoy kind of chiming in with some of my other buddies who do movie reviews up on YouTube, and I like joining in on the Sausage Factory and doing things like that because you know Piz and all those guys are very hardcore, and they've been dedicated and pounding at it for many years. I came into the game in 2014, but I'm not as disciplined about it as some of those guys were. I have been. So to me, I don't know. It's just the spark of doing YouTube and doing movie reviews just doesn't do it for me anymore. So I'd much rather be like kind of like a co-star in an ensemble sort of thing. Um, but I tell you, this quarantine has really affected me in such a way that just I noticed that there's really times when my attitude goes up and down. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still work out and go to the park and things like that. But I mean, I've already been to the park 50,000 times. I've been to Target 50,000 times. I've been to Walmart, Myers, all of these places, and you know, it's it's really tough. I think also in terms of too just interactions, just personal relationships and things like that. That's really taking really a really serious bend. You know, I think like when you tend to be in a situation where because really the fact of the matter is I mean we're all isolated. I mean unless you, well, I mean, even families, they're isolated within their own homes. So, we're all isolated, and this is just not a normal way to live. It's not a normal way at all. I've found myself kind of reacting to things differently that I think that I probably normally would. Um, um, I don't know. It's been very, very, very tough. Um, it's been very, very tough with this quarantine thing. I don't know. Um, Sometimes you think to yourself like, uh, when circumstances like this are so stressful and it's affecting everybody in the entire world, and sometimes you might behave in ways that maybe you wouldn't normally would. Um, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, people. I'm not talking about anything like out off the hook or like crazy, but I mean, I mean, just typical stuff. But moody, kind of like things you maybe see if you're on the job. Being moody, being short with people, and things like that. And you know, I wonder, do like, I mean, do we give forgiveness in these times for when we behave in certain ways under stress? I don't know. Um, I got into a particularly, I'm not gonna give details, but into a verbal kind of disagreement yesterday that was, unbeknownst to me, that I did something uh, that offended somebody else, and the person seemingly got pretty upset about it. I didn't mean to upset the person, and the person kind of just did a 180 on me. Um, uh, you know, I just kind of feel like, I mean, we're all struggling right now. You know what I mean? I mean, we're all isolated. We're People need human contact. So I think, like, if you don't get human contact, I mean, it's just very abnormal to live like this. It's not normal at all. Um, I don't know. I didn't mean to upset the person. Apparently, I did. I hope the person forgives me. Who knows if they do or if they don't? But I don't know. I mean, I goodness, I think I don't know, man. This quarantine has just really been very, very rough. I I hope at some point that it all ends, um, and that we can get back to living normal lives again, because this is really I mean, and I understand everybody always comes up with this stuff like, "Oh, do this and do that," and I know that that's very easy to say. It's very easy to say, but um, it's really just not that easy, and I'm not sitting up here trying to say cry me a river. I mean, I've seen all the commercials with the dogs in cages and children with one arms and all that kind of stuff. So I've seen all those things. So I know there's people who are in much worse situations than me, because I'm sitting here in my cozy little video store here in Fine, and I've got this cozy sweater on, this cozy hat, and I've got heat. So I am grateful for that. I have a car, I have a job. I'm grateful for all those things. But man, this quarantine thing is just really, 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 it's just really rough, man. It's really, 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 really rough. Um, I don't want to go so far as to go into like depression and things like that. I'm not trying to make this a psychological, psychiatric, therapeutic type of video. Although maybe it is for my own self. But uh, I don't know, man. Um, yeah, I really just had a couple bad moments yesterday, and you know, I just hope, I just hope I'm forgiven for having like rough moments during this time. That's generally not how I am as a person as a whole, but it was just a rough moment. I haven't slept at all today. Um, I think I've been up, I think, for like maybe 13 hours or 14 hours or something like that, maybe 15, something like that. I've taken some melatonin, still haven't slept yet. I'd like to sleep at some point today, but I haven't yet. I don't know. I don't know. It's just really rough. This quarantine is just really, 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 really rough. Um, I'm trying to like, I'm trying to like speak in such a way so that I don't like divulge all my freaking personal business, but I'm kind of trying to keep it kind of on the surface so that it's enough so that people who are watching understand. But of course, you don't want to put all your stuff out there. You have to have some mystery. But it's just, man, I just I don't know. I mean, I usually don't like to get on like platforms like this and you talk about praying and things like that. But I'm telling you, y'all. I do pray that this ends some kind of way because this is not normal for us to live like this. We're not meant to not interact with people and not see one another and staying away from each other and not being social and this is strange, man. We're social beings, man. We're not meant to live like this, man. And this is and me being like as silly as a person as I am, this is just really, really deeply affecting me. Um, it's just really, really affecting me. Yeah, there's keep it general, keep it kind of here on the surface, but I'm trying to think of how I can phrase this. Yeah, so how I can generally phrase it is, like if there is someone who means something to you more than just a friend, and you make a mistake during these times, you kind of hope that you'd be forgiven for that. At least I hope that I'd be forgiven for that because I think during these times, you just can't be. I'm not you can't be, but I mean you're not always gonna be completely 100% perfect. But kind of at least kind of yeah, yeah. You hope you're forgiven for for your flaws and in times when the scale kind of you're not always going to be here. Sometimes you're going to have moments where you dip and you go down there, and that's kind of what I've been experiencing since this quarantine. Yeah, this quarantine has really really got me down. It's just really 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 got me down. um, yeah, I don't like to sit up here and like moan and say it sucks and things like that because again, you know, hey, I've got my cozy video store, I've got my cozy sweater, I got my hat, I got a shower, I got a car, I got a job, so that's all good, But I'm just simply saying that this has been rough and it has been affecting me, and I hope that I can be forgiven for just your not so best moments during these times. Um, I hope so. I don't know. At this point, I'm pretty much stir crazy, you all, because I have not slept yet. If there's any indication, haven't slept yet. That's pretty much why I got up here and just made this video because I haven't made a YouTube video in quite a while, and I think it's how I creatively express myself, and also with weight training and things like that. But since I don't have that, but I signed up for one YouTuber's in-home workouts, so I'll do that because I think I have put on maybe about 5 pounds or something like that in the past month that we've been quarantined. So I'm trying to get back to the hundreds. Right now, I think I'm at about like maybe 212 or 211 or something like that. So I'm trying to get back down to a pretty good weight. But yeah, just hope I can be forgiven. And I guess if I'm not forgiven, then I guess maybe things are meant to go the way they're meant to go if you're not forgiven. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm pretty much stir crazy right now, you all, because it's late and I've kind of lost track of what I was saying in the video. But long story short, we're not meant to live like this. We're just not. And I don't know. I hope it, God, the universe, whatever, it works this out the way. Because I mean, you often hear people say, "Well, if things will work out they'll work out the way they're supposed to work out." And then you hear some people say like that's a bunch of garbage. And then sometimes you hear people who are like in their 80s and their 90s and go like, "Yeah, it did turn out that way." So I'm kind of at the point where I'm not really quite sure if things do kind of happen the way they're supposed to or if they don't. But I will say, whatever is supposed to happen with this pendulum, with the universe, whatever, I hope it happens the way it's supposed to happen because I tell you, in this present moment, it really isn't pleasant. I tell you that much about it. But those are just my thoughts, you all. I'm just not feeling 100% happy right now, and I'm just wanted to share. You don't get me wrong, guys. I mean, this is not like some sort of confession thing. You're gonna see my video like up on NBC News or something like that. Oh, he was a great guy. No, 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 that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. This is just me being creative and pretty much slap happy and stir crazy because I cannot sleep and I haven't done a video in a long time. So you all can leave a thumbs up. Um, you can subscribe to the channel. You can hit the bell if you want to, because I don't really quite know if I'm even going to be making any more videos ever again. I'm going to have to decide that at some point in the future. I don't know, but you guys feel free to enjoy all my older stuff if you want to. But RMJ Movie Reviews, I may or may not be back again.